Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the month of May 2019. This month, if you want to catch me live, I go live at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every single day. All you have to do is subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and you will catch me live for the daily readings. But Leo, let's see what we have going on for you this month. It's been a kind of all over the place month. Definitely a very mental month as well, as I have been saying to all the other signs. So, and you have a lot of the same cards here, so we will kind of see what comes up here. You start off with the Queen of Swords, so again, very mental. Knight of Wands. Your reading is somewhat similar to Aries' reading. It's very similar in a lot of ways. A lot of you might actually want to watch Aries' reading after looking at this because I did mention you. It's funny, I mentioned Leo in that reading, so you might want to watch Aries as well. There's like a lot of stuff that I feel like applies to you in that reading, but this is like your logic. I feel like you're just, but I also really, I feel like this is very simple, is what I'm going to say to you. I don't think there's a lot to say here with these two cards for you, Leo. I feel like you're just more independent and more focused on yourself. And I feel like this is a good thing because I feel like, it's like I'm really focused on all these people on that card right there. And I feel like this is saying that you kind of taking the time to focus on yourself. Maybe you're focused on personal development, your diet, or maybe you're focused on, maybe you're just focused on your own business. It could be that simple. But I feel like doing exactly that is what is going to attract people into your life this month. This could be for love, of course, but again, I feel like there's a bigger thing going on here. So you could be attracting a following on social media or just in real life, or you could be just attracting new friends who are kind of the right people for you, if you want to say that. And so I feel like you could be attracting people who are kind of more on your same wavelength with these two cards here. Next, you have the Seven of Cups. In the moon, Aries had the moon in the second position as well. So I do feel like there could be confusion this month, but like I said, I feel like it's just a very mental month. I think I said it to Pisces. I'm not sure who I said it to, but I think it was Pisces. I basically said, I don't think this is a bad thing. I feel like we are very much maybe in our heads this month, but again, not in a bad way. I feel like this is a good thing. I feel like we are maybe thinking about things, processing information. We could be thinking about plans that we have for the future and how we can execute them. I feel like we could be having very big dreams all of a sudden as well. It's like maybe we start getting some crazy ideas about what we want to do with our future life. And, this could just be us, pretty much everybody just looking at how we could live that life or what we could do. We have this moon in Taurus on the 4th as well. And, what I will say about that is that, to me, this moon, just because of where it is in the sky, I feel like it requires some sort of action, some sort of experimentation as well. Especially with Uranus and Taurus, I feel like, I said the same thing to Aries, kind of the same thing, I should say, but, basically, I feel like this is a very innovative place for Uranus to be, and we could see a lot of changes for, freedom and things like that in our own lives. So I do feel like there's a need to take action. So I'd say I do feel like there is kind of, I feel like it'll be fine for us to be in our heads, to be thinking about things, but I also think if we're thinking about starting a business, it's like maybe we need to start it and test it out and just see what happens. I feel like that there could be a lot of failure as well, is what I would say. It's kind of a weird little moon, is what I'd say about this full moon, or this new moon, whatever it is. And, but where it's like maybe our first 10 ideas don't work out, but it's like that number 11 is going to be the thing that works out. So I think there's a need for experimentation this month. Next, you have the Six of Swords. So I feel like a lot of you have been going through kind of difficult situations, but now I feel like you're moving on to a better place in life. This is part of a rite of passage. So it does say that all the past difficulties you've been going through have probably been a rite of passage, have probably been something that you had to go through to get yourself to a certain place in life. So just in general, I feel like this is a card of kind of, transitioning is the word that's popping into my head. And I also feel like a lot of you could be just seeing general improvements in your life with this card as well. In your challenge position, you have the Three of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So taking action. Three of Wands is like a card of waiting for your ships to come in, and the Knight of Swords is moving forward too quickly. So I feel like this could be saying that there needs to be balance, kind of like I just said. It's like you might be having a lot of ideas to make changes in your life, and maybe there is something where you kind of have to move forward more quickly with these changes, but also kind of stay grounded and also follow a plan of some sort on how you are going to execute these changes. I told Aries a story about business, so I will tell you all a story about business. I was working with a kid who had a real estate investment business, and he was running a bunch of advertisements. I told Aries the stories about advertisements as well. He was running a bunch of advertisements, but he wasn't tracking these advertisements, so he had no clue what was working and what wasn't working. He didn't have a plan. On top of that, he was making very quick changes to these advertisements, so he'd think that something wasn't working out, so he'd make a change, and then that change would cause like this other kind of weird like ripple effect, and then his whole entire campaign would fail for his business. It's like once he started tracking and once he started trusting his process and once he came up with a plan on how he was going to run these things, that's when he became successful. He really was able to figure out what worked. So, again, I know most of you maybe don't have a business where you're running advertisements, but, I feel like this applies to multiple different areas of your life. I feel like, and the other thing I would say is that maybe the speed in which things work is very slow. Maybe you're trying to improve your relationship, so maybe you read a book about improving a relationship, and maybe you start trying the things. Maybe they don't seem like they're working, but really, maybe they are. Maybe it just takes a little bit of time. So I feel like this is saying, like, if you are testing out something new in your life, whether it's like a new relationship techniques, or maybe you want to go out and meet new people, I feel like it's saying give it a little bit of time, because it could take a little bit of time for these changes to take effect, but eventually they will. And your solution, by the way, to these problems, I just kind of talked about this, is the Page of Wands and the Star, so a wish. I definitely feel like a lot of you are reaching goals, and this is a very good card, because I feel like this says you are planning. You are planning some goals maybe in your life. These might not be goals that you're like writing down on paper or anything like that, although I think that's a good idea. These might just be setting new kind of goals or things that you want in your life, and I feel like this is you just moving towards those goals. This could also be on a very simple level. This could just be standards, right, that you are setting for yourself in your life. So, I actually think standards are a little bit better than goals. Living by a certain set of standards where you say, okay, maybe you think I'm overweight, like me. I'm trying to lose weight here, and I'm setting a new standard where it's like I want to get down to ideal weight, and then my new standard is going to be that weight. I'm going to maintain that weight. It's just that simple. Same thing. Like I eat bad food. Look, little Chris's pop up on my face whenever I have one piece of chocolate. I don't want to go off on a tangent here, Leo, but it's like I have one piece of chocolate right here. This is what happens. So, it's like I have to change to fix this. So I feel like a lot of you could be setting new standards for your life, and I feel like these standards could be what makes you more successful. Next, you have the Ten of Wands and the Page of Swords. So Aries had the same card as well. This is a card of experimentation, just like I was talking about, trying new things. It's also a card of being curious and curiosity. For whatever reason, this comes up for pretty much all signs in the daily readings from time to time. So, I have the chart up over here, by the way, and, just looking at this chart, there is a lot of curiosity there. So maybe that's why, or I feel like people, I don't even think it's curiosity. I feel like what it is it's like people have been kind of, boxed into different things in their lives. And these are probably expectations or things that other people put on us. And I feel like this chart here, especially with all the stuff in Saturn and Capricorn, could be us trying to break free from these expectations that other people place upon us. Saturn and Capricorn is like the stern father. And so in a lot of ways, it's like society is the stern father. So we could have like crazy expectations for just different things in our lives. And, we could be trying to break free. So I feel like this is saying like follow your curiosity and, kind of think about it. It's like maybe you're surrounded by a bunch of people. Maybe you want to change your health, right? You have the Three of Swords. This comes up for you all the time. It's like maybe a lot of you want to change your health, but maybe you're surrounded by people who don't. It's like, so trying to break free from those expectations. We probably will experience pushback from the people around us, is what I would say, through changing these things on a much deeper level. It could be one of those things where maybe your family doesn't want to change their diet, for example. I don't know, I'm stuck on diet now since I started talking about chocolate, but it's like maybe your family, does that, and maybe they start asking you why you think you're better than them, right? This happens all the time. It's like when we change, it's like the people around us don't necessarily want us to change. So, I feel like you could be experiencing that pushback, but I'd say keep experimenting with that card there. And finally, you have the Three of Swords and the King of Swords. Yes, your own wisdom. Your own wisdom is going to lead to your success. You get this card all the time in the dailies. So I feel like your own experiences are what is going to lead to success for you this month. This represents like a lot of knowledge. To me, the King of Swords is the most knowledgeable card in the deck. To me, it's a card of somebody who has a lot of knowledge, wisdom even, and you could kind of look at it as street smarts as well. But it's more, something that he has learned through life. And now this guy here is kind of like in a different place. It's like he looks at the world in a different way. And that is what, than everybody else. Like I said, out of the box thinking, right? I was kind of talking about this earlier. So I feel like that is what's going to make you successful. For some of you, I feel like this could have to do with surgery. Yeah, but I would say if you're having surgery, I do feel like this could change things for you. So again, it might be a good idea. Again, I'm not a doctor, so do not take this as medical advice. But I feel like if you're thinking about surgery, it would probably be a good idea with these two cards. For others, this could be you looking back at your breakups for wisdom as well. But Leo, this looks really, really good. A lot of good positive changes here. So thank you for watching and enjoy your month.